name of the author. Now let's study about CSS. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet. Okay. What's the main use of CSS? CSS is mainly used for giving additional properties to your web pages. I would like to give you an example of text formatting. We just did text formatting, right? We are giving additional properties to some specific text and we are formatting it as per our needs, right? So now here we will format the whole website as per our needs, okay? To make it more attractive, more eyes grabbing and all, okay? Okay, CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet. CSS describes how HTML elements are to be displayed on screen, paper or in other media. Okay, the basic meaning of this is that CSS describes how our HTML elements will be displayed on the output. Okay, the basic meaning is the getting an output as per our desired needs. Okay, now CSS saves lot of work. It can control the layout of multiple web pages all at once. Okay, now CSS can be added to HTML elements in 3 ways. Okay, let's see what are those 3 ways. Okay, the first one is the inline, the second one is internal, and the third one is external. Okay, now let's go one by one. What is an inline? By using the style attribute in the HTML element. Okay, now what's this meaning? By using a style attribute in the HTML element, we will be able to give style or properties to that specific element. So now what's the element? I have already mentioned in the previous videos or previous sections that what is the element and what is an attribute as well. Element consists of an opening tag, closing tag, and it contains an information or some content in between them both. And what is an attribute? It gives an additional information about the element. Okay, so now let's go for the next one, that is internal. By using a style tag, okay, element in the head section, okay, will make this internal, that is internal CSS will be done in the head section with the help of a style tag. I have already mentioned that head section is an invisible part, right? So any content in the head section will not be displayed in the web page. So but the main use of head section is giving an CSS or style properties to the web page. So in that manner we are going to make use of the style tag inside an head section and make those titles true. Okay, now the next one or the last one is external. By using an external CSS file. Now what's the meaning of this? We will create an external file. External means not like this, the one in internal and in inline and internal. We will do all these things in the same file itself, inside the coding file itself. Now in external we will create another new file with the .css extension. Okay, and we'll call this file with the help of the link tag in the head section. What is that link tag? I have few minutes before there was a link tag inside the head part, right? So in that link I told you that we will link the CSS file. Okay, so with the help of that link, okay, that link tag, we will link the CSS file and give the style properties to our web page. Now let's go for the examples. Okay, now let's go with the inline, that is the first one. I will make use of the heading 1, okay, and I'll tell this is a heading. Okay, I'm so sorry. Okay, and I have already told you we will make use of style attribute in the elements, right? So make use of the style attribute and please note this, we will make use of the style attribute in the opening tag itself and not in closing tag or not in besides the content part. Okay, style is equals to, and we will give the style. Here we will make use of colon and semicolons. Colon in place of equal signs. Okay, because already style is associated with an equal. Inside the inverted commas we will make use of color and then a colon to give color to this is a heading. So color, then a colon is already there. So this is the, as I told, ease to work. So this is a best example. Okay, and I'll give the color as red. Now let's save this, and when we run this we will get this is a heading in a red color. Okay, let's run this. See, this is a heading. Okay, now we'll even try some other color also so that you get a clear picture. Okay, I did of blue, then I even got it as blue. Okay, we made this blue. In this we can not only give some one functionality, but we can give n number of or multiple functionalities. So now we gave for color, right? Now we will even give something else. We'll make use of the padding. Okay, and I'll give 30 pixels. Now what is padding? I'll tell you with the help of the output. Okay, see, padding. Now if you would have observed the output, it has moved from top and towards the right. It has moved in both the direction. Padding 30 pixels means move towards both the directions equally, 30 and 30, and it got to somehow the other position. Okay, not only this, we can do n number of it. So I will like to give some font. Okay, we'll give some font size. Okay, and we'll give it as 15 pixels. Let's try. Okay, see, the size of the font is changed. So we can give n number of properties in inline as well. So there is no restriction that we can only give one or only two or only three, something like that. No, we can give n number as per our need. Okay, this was all about inline. Okay, now let's go for internal. Now what's internal? I have already mentioned you will do it in the head section with the help of a style tag and not attribute. It's a style tag. Whatever you do it inside the head tag, it's a tag. Okay, so let's go. I got a style. Okay, see, now type. Okay, this is text or CSS. CSS will be used, I'll let you know later. Okay, CSS, and we are just telling this that it's a text or it's a CSS file, nothing else apart from that. Okay, now let's go. Now let's start with the body. Okay, body, then curly braces, background color. Okay, and then give it powder blue. Okay, okay, now I'll give it for H1 also. Okay, H1 with some other color. Color is equals to red, and we'll remove this so that it won't get confused and overlapped. Okay, now let's run this and see what will be the output. See, you got the background color as blue. Okay, and our color has changed to red, the H1. Okay, now what's the main use for this? See, now when I told body, it gives the color of the background for total body. Let it be H1, P, even if you have n number of tags inside. For example, we have one of the H1 to H6. Okay, all 6 types of heading as well as 2 to 3 paragraphs. Let it be anything. It will not disturb anything else, but it will give some functionalities which we are given to give it for the body. Okay, now let's go for the external. Okay, now what's external? As I already mentioned to you, we should create a file with the .css file extension. Okay, so let's create a file. Okay, okay, please see to that you are saving it in the same path, or else you are supposed to give the path full location. Okay, and I'll give this as external, okay, dot CSS. Please don't forget the CSS extension. Okay, and inside this before giving this, I would like to do some changes. Okay, I'll add some else also, so that it will be more convenient. Okay, I'll add some p tag. Okay, and inside that I will write this is external style sheet. Okay, now we'll give such properties in the external style sheet file, so that this will get some other properties or some other style. Okay, for p tag, so let's go. Then we'll give p curly braces. Okay, border is equals to 1 pixel solid powder blue. Okay, and the second is padding 30 pixel. Okay, so now the border will be of 1 pixel solid power blue and the padding will be 30 pixel. Okay, and we should even save this. Don't forget to save this. Okay, and as we have given both of them as powder blue, so it may be disturbing, so just remove this totally so that we can see the color very clearly. Okay, let's run it now. Oh yeah, I actually forgot to link the tag, right? Okay, now let's link it. We'll link over here. Okay, link. Okay, see here, well, style sheet, this will be constant, type will be text or CSS. Here we'll put the name of the file. I have saved it in the same path, so there's no problem for me. External dot CSS. Please don't forget the extension and please don't forget to link it, else as I did it will be of loss. Okay, let's run this now. Yeah, see, I got 1 pixel solid border for this paragraph, as well as I have told, with a powder blue color. If you want, you can even change it and see, or else yeah, you can change it. We'll do the same thing. We'll keep the body as same. Okay, background color as, we'll give it as powder blue, and we'll change this as red, so you'll be able to see the changes. Okay, now let's run this. See, I hope you got it. So this is of 1 pixel solid, so you can change the solid as well, change the pixel as you need it. Okay, so this is all about the CSS. These three are the most important thing in the CSS. Please don't forget it. And for external, please don't forget to save the file with .css extension. Now let's see what's the major difference between these three. Okay, when it comes to inline, as we have done, we have just given it in an element, right? So the property in the inline will be only for that tag of that element. Okay, now here we have just given it for h1, so only this h1 will have this property. It will not have any botheration with any other tags or any other h1 tag also. Only for this h1, this inline property. That is the first thing in inline. In inline, we have given this for just this h1. Even if I had some other h1, let's take an example of another h1. Okay, and see here I have already given a common one as h1 is red. Okay, so now this is second heading. Okay, now when you see, this will be in a blue and this will be in red. Okay, let's see that. See, now why is it so? Okay, I will even tell you that. Whenever this code gets executed, it always starts from the top, right? So first this h1 will get executed, so both the h1 will be in red. This will ignore this first because it's just over here in the first h1 part. Okay, and when it proceeds, when it sees the next color as blue for this h1, then it will change from red to blue. and then when it comes for here, there is no such inline property or nothing for this, right? So then it will give the automatic common one, which is the internal color, as the red to it. Okay, I hope you got it. The process flows from up to down. So first everything, every h1 tag will be in red, and then when this inline comes in, this heading will turn into blue. But this has no such inline property, so it will remain as red itself. Okay, now let's go to external. Now I think I don't even need to explain it, because internal, I'm so sorry, I'll go for internal. Okay, when it is internal, as I have told you, this h1, right, this is saying that it's a common property, common style property, that it's saying that let it be any h1 in the upcoming body part, every h1 should have a red color, right? So this is the main use of the internal. It will not bother anything else. Instead, it will only just ignore those which have an internal one, okay, which have an inline property. Except that, it will give every h1 as red. Okay, so I hope you got the difference between inline and internal. Inline will just give the property for the tag which it is mentioned with an inline CSS, and internal will give this color or this property to each and every such tag present in the web page. Now, what's the